Now, see, it has me on here, and then add
There we
scene.
go.
Yeah, I mean that's one way. I mean, I guess we can do it this way. I did. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, there
Hey.
we go. All right. All right.
Oh, we can probably end the call now since we.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. 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 Okay. There we go. There we go. You hear me clear?
I can. How you doing, man?
Okay. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm so happy that we are doing this. It's been a long time coming, and me and Hayne were supposed to do. We're actually not. We are going to do. It's a couple other ideas I had where hey, we talked about me, yourself, my friends Chappie, Mr. Dirty, going to get together, start having like panel discussions about like metal and different things of metal and kind of like. I think what it is I have an idea. I want to start a series called "Teach Me Metal."
Nice.
Right. So in Teach Me Metal series, it could be like a floating guests or members and stuff like that. And it's more so about like, for example, one episode would be me and you talking about stuff, and we're talking about whether specific artists or genre or talking about how you came into metal and I ask questions, you help me with the right or your favorite genre of metal, and then we talk about that, right? Which should be interesting because sometimes I stand very clear of
Yeah.
certain,
I
certain
was going
artists,
to
and
say, are you sure?
right, so and then like I have a rotating cast of
Mm,
people, right? The more I get into this, I'll start meeting like okay. Let me do this at the bottom. Okay, is it still an echo? My guy, say something.
Hello?
Is it still an echo in the voice? I have to turn the speakers off backstage in the lobby. Um,
Let's see.
so yeah, I'm having a rotating cast, and the more I do this, I'll start meeting like band members, and I'll start meeting maybe some musicians. Hopefully, one day the goal is to meet people who've been doing this for a long time. Maybe some famous guitarists or singers or whatever. That'd be really really cool.
Yeah, that'd be
So I'm
awesome.
hoping, yeah, I'm hoping to have like really really great conversations with people in the genre. Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Plague. Plague is definitely in the building.
Hello, Blake.
Plague is my guy who really 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 got us help. Plague and
Yeah.
Scott are my guys that got me really help put the Discord together and really get it down and really help with getting that going. So I appreciate both of those guys, man, for helping me do that for real. Um, so dissonant, waiting for Lucky to react to dissonant. See, so these are things I'll write down on the list, and then I'll be like, hey, so what do you think about this group? And she'd be like, whoa, like like that's a little heavy for you.
I want to explain my approach when it comes
Okay,
to suggesting stuff to
for
you,
sure.
okay? Because I know that at least one of the people in your comments was like, "This was a horrible women in metal week,"
Oh yeah,
and
I tripping on that. I've seen that.
yeah, and my reasoning for suggesting things the way that I do, it has nothing to do with my musical taste.
For sure.
I try to look at it more as where you're at in this journey,
Mm.
and try to give you things that aren't going to immediately put you off of stuff. It kind of goes more towards that conversation you and I had about building your ear to things.
Right.
That way, you're not just getting hit with a wall of noise. My camera's doing something weird. But you're not just getting
It's
hit
good on
with
our
a
end,
wall of noise. It's you're actually learning how to sort of dissect everything
for
and
sure.
appreciate all of it. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I
I
really
did.
enjoyed seeing you get exposed to this stuff. Um, Merker, I was a little bit worried how you were going to take it.
No, I think that's the way. So I appreciate that because here's the thing. That's the message you saw, and you caught that message that time.
Yep.
What now? You got to understand. From my end, I see all of the messages for the most part.
Yeah.
So what happens when it's a group like Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah.
So what that shows me is that, for example, I'll do a post about Iron Maiden, a song about Iron Maiden, right? And
Mhm.
there's somebody in the comments say, "This is a trash. Why would you pick Iron Maiden? Why would you?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, it's Iron Maiden. I don't know what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from my perspective, all these bands are new,
Yeah.
right? So though you may think somebody's trash or is not your cup of tea, these are respected artists in these genres. These people
Yeah.
have shows and concert series, big following. So because you didn't like Women's Week or whatever, Women in Metal Week, then like it's trash to you. Okay, but then there's people also leaving comments like, "Yo, you don't understand what this album meant to me," or I used to
Yeah.
play this all the time. This is nostalgic. This is that. So it's hard to, and it's something I have to learn also because I have to really, really get comfortable with knowing that. Look, this for me it's a real actual journey I'm trying to learn, right?
Yeah.
So that means they're gonna be some of the biggest artists in metal, and then next week I might do somebody really really new that's really
Mhm.
coming up. And I don't want to get down to doing like local bands and stuff only because then at that point you have no following because there's a bunch of bands that nobody knows, and then who would you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to get too like just local coming up, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I might find some band that I thought I come across something I think is sick, and no matter who likes it, I'm like, yo, I just want to react to this. I think you guys should see it. Bam, it might be some new group that somewhere in some small little town somewhere. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I can't get mad at someone saying this is trash, this is weak, this ain't my cup of tea, because no matter what group you pick, there's always somebody on the other end that's going to tell you how trash it is,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
So if I'm getting those comments in a Metallica reaction video from something in the earlier like Ride the Lightning days,
mhm.
then you're going to get that with some of these other bands.
Yeah.
So I,
It,
you know,
I just saw pointed out in the comments about there not being really any huge names in it. I would argue that Spirit Box, Kitty, those are fairly big, but the other ones, part of the approach for me was growing up as a metalhead who is also female.
mhm.
So it
Yeah,
wasn't just what's the biggest band, it was the ones that were hitting the hardest that genuinely showed it was okay to be someone like me in that space.
for sure, for
You know,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's still, it becomes a lot more than just, visibility. It becomes something that makes a lasting impact.
I look at it like, okay, if you take a band like Kitty,
Mm,
which I recently just watched a documentary on,
yeah, they're
you know,
amazing.
if you don't like Kitty, you think they're not the biggest band,
Mm,
you got to understand. Well, because Kitty happened, then such and such happened. This band happened. This girl happened. This
yeah,
happened, right? Or you don't like Girl School, right? But what did Lemmy
we
think about them?
did.
Right? What did Lemmy think about them?
Yeah,
When he found, you know what I mean, like when they were on tour with Motorhead because he thought they were the greatest, and he
yeah,
took them on a road with them, mentored them. They were doing big shows. They created their own fan base. How influential is that?
yeah,
Especially to a young lady who's in the metal. Don't see a lot of people that look like her, right?
yeah,
And I'm glad you brought that on too, talking about like being a female or a male in any industry where one gender is dominating something,
yeah,
right? And or just a gender outside of whatever you claim
mhm.
is dominating something. It's really good to see some representation for you in that genre in that genre, right? So so
It
so
is.
if you're a me being an African American man,
Mhm.
it's huge to see. Uh, there's tons of movies I've seen with not one single black person in the whole movie ever.
Mhm.
Like we just don't live nowhere, right?
Yeah,
Like and then you see a movie starring somebody. You're like,
yeah,
I saw somebody that represented me, that looked like me,
yeah,
powerful role. Wow, I want to be that,
yeah,
right? So if you're talking about bands like Kitty and Girl School, and they're not the biggest bands ever, they're not. Then how influential was that when they were doing their thing? Some girl learned to. If look, if some of your biggest artists that you love today, if you found out that their biggest inspiration was Kitty and like a
mhm,
Girl School, then what does that say about your argument?
yeah. And
So
one of the
you know,
things I love about Kitty is they're with a lot of bands as they age, they get older, they mellow out a lot, and
yeah,
things get softer. Kitty is one of the few examples of where that is the exact opposite. they they have done nothing but get more hardcore
for
and
sure.
just more brutal as they've gone on. And
Mm,
they're amazing. Their
yeah,
newest stuff, so good.
yeah.
Like so good. And it is a very far cry from where they started off,
Mm,
but I would argue that it's progressively gotten better.
mm, yeah, yeah. And look, you can't. If I did look, I did Punk Week so far, and this week has been women in metal. You know, I want to try to do a specific genre or theme the
Mhm.
first week of every month. I want to try to do that. Right? We talked about that,
Yeah.
and no matter who I picked to be the five group bands or whatever in the first
Mhm.
week, there's always going to be somebody I miss. It's
Yeah.
so many legendary figures. Here's the thing. What if I did a thrash metal week,
Mhm.
right? And I didn't use Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, or Anthrax, right? And but
That
because
might
there are
revolt.
great bands that are thrash, right? But somebody's going to say I was supposed to pick one of the big four,
Yeah.
right? But here's the thing: because the big four is expected, why wouldn't I give a look to someone outside the big four
Yeah.
who's crazy, crazy dope, influential, and should rightfully have their own place also?
Yeah.
Those guys who they're cemented,
I
right? You know, so there's gonna be some on both ends anyway.
I will say I'm so glad that you followed my advice about where you ended it with
Oh yeah, 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 for
Spirit
sure, for
Hockey.
sure, for sure. Yeah, no, I pay attention. I'm not, I'm not gonna go too far outside of that. Yeah, for sure. But
I was
I think
like,
that's
this
why it's
is.
important. Right. I
I
think
had a
that's why it's
feeling you were
important to
gonna love that.
have a council. But it's important to have a council, right?
Yeah.
I love that the fact that I have friends that I can be like, "What do you think about this?" Because there's times where I'm doing my own searching and looking around the internet, and I may be playing a record, and another record comes on after that, and I'm like, "Well, that's crazy. What is this?" I'll
Yeah.
send it to you or like Chappie. Hey, what do you think about this? And what do you think about this group or this band or this person? When I
Mm.
asked you about King Diamond, you was like, all right. If you cool, if you think you're there, cool, you know. And but it's a and the reason why I'm asking you for the most part is because I try to I can't listen before I ask, right? So I got to
Yeah.
ask for because I can't listen to it. I have to the reaction has to be real, and I have to see it as you seeing it with me,
Mm.
as you seeing me see it and
Yeah.
experience it. So when I'm bringing it to you, the most I'm asking is, do you think the song may be a good choice for a reaction? And when I ask you specifically, Hayne,
Mhm.
is this something that I can do? Because
I
my
know why you asked me.
you know what I'm asking, so you know, because as open minded as I am, you know how open minded as I am, I can't. Some things I just don't want to run into like
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah.
And you keep it honest. You like look, these songs are cool. Don't venture off too far because you'll get a little crazy.
So just
You
because
know,
it's my thing doesn't mean it's your
right,
thing. That's
right.
okay.
That's why you need a counsel. You
Yeah.
know, and I think that's the cool part about having a council and having support and having like a team in a sense. Not that we all like garnered us. Not that I've garnered a team, but I have people I go to that look. What do you think about this? Is this a good? You know, I'm doing Women in Metal Week. What are some artists you think I should do? And and I love how you look at it. You say, look, it's not about me and what I think,
Mhm.
but I think this will be a well-rounded where you are and it's like where you are in your journey,
Mhm.
significance, influential, right? Who broke barriers,
Yeah.
right? And be and a well-rounded. You know what I mean? So to go from Kitty to Mirka,
Yeah.
what's how you pronounce it? Yeah,
Yeah. Merker. Yeah.
Mirka, Mirka, right? And then
Well, I don't think that's the correct pronunciation, but it flies with English.
it's something.
So
Yeah, it's
it's
something in that. Yeah, yeah, right. But I think that was a good contrast and difference in sound.
Mhm.
I don't want everything sounding the same either.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, so I think that's a well. So I don't get caught up in personally what I feel about technically like if I pick the right bands or not,
Yeah.
right? Because it's so many. I'm starting in metal. Metal has been it's already what how many years in metal? 70 something, 80. How many years?
Oh God.
Technically, like
Um,
It's almost somewhere around there. I
Yeah,
would
like
think
it's. I guess it kind of depends on what you're qualifying as the
as
first
metal.
bit of
What's
metal.
right. If let's say if we're starting from um, let's say an agreed standard, right? And this
Mhm.
ain't everybody, but if we start from Black Sabbath,
Yeah,
right? I mean, if we're just saying like Black Sabbath, let's start around there,
yeah,
right? That was 1976,
yeah, something like that. So
76. So
it's,
so maybe uh,
we're both showing
yeah,
how much we suck at
almost
math right now.
yeah, almost like 60, 70 something years, right? So if we taking like 60, 70 something years of music, and I'm starting today, right? Like that's a lot to cover. That's a
Yeah,
lot. I'm going to miss something. I'm going to make mistakes.
yeah,
I'm going to mispronounce everything, right? I don't know nobody's names, and I don't know how to say anything. And, and when I'm talking about, and the cold part, which I'm dropping a video tomorrow also, um, talking about how I don't want to get into it deeply now, but I really had an um, emotional reaction to an Instagram page I was watching about. It was like great moments in metal, like a thing,
mhm,
like things that happen in metal throughout the years, and had a really emotional reaction to that. And I explained it in a video I'm dropping tomorrow.
mhm.
And but I talked about how, in a sense, how for me all this is new, and I'm falling in love with this beautiful genre and all these things. And for a lot of times, a lot of things I fall in love with, people are gone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, so though I may come into grips with, man, Black Sabbath is one of the greatest and all these things, and I'm like, wait a minute, Ozzy gone?
yeah,
And so and for a lot of you, you grieved in that, and maybe still grieving for depending on how much you like Ozzy, right?
yeah.
For
Oh
me,
yeah,
it's like, wait, what happened? Like
yeah.
who, you know, or you get into these band. I remember I did the first time I did a reaction to Pantera, and then people were in the just your reaction right there, right? Your reaction was people in the comments was just, man, rest in peace, Dimebag, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what happened?
I
You know,
was in the eighth grade when he died, and
see,
I I went to school after that. My buddy Ian was one of there was a little group of metalheads that hung out together,
hmm
and my buddy Ian, I got off the bus and went to the little area where we all hung out before the bell rang to let us in, and I remember walking up and he and I just looked at each other and both of us just started crying
wow,
like immediately.
wow. Did you hear it on like some like a news or something, or just word of mouth through friends?
My mom's boyfriend told me.
Oh,
He
okay,
because he
wow.
was a metalhead too.
hmm
And we were the only two people in the house that listened to metal.
hmm
And but I found out hanging out in my room and he came to my door and he was like, "Did you hear?" I said, "Hear
Wow.
what?" And I cried. I'm not the type to cry over celebrity deaths. That's not a thing I do.
hmm
That got me.
Yeah.
I cried. It just it gutted me.
Wow.
Years later, though, in or I got to see this thing that they had done where a bunch of bands had all decorated custom guitars like his the Flying V.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
Wow.
was really really cool. It was like they were all
Wow.
done as like tributes to him.
Mm.
So that was
See,
neat.
yeah, and see, that's for me. For those who don't know, Hayne knows because I tell her everything. But I'm a crier, so I'll cry immediately, right, from everything. Um, I would have to swim out the room if I would have seen that tribute with because
Man,
I'm very soft on moments like that, right,
mm,
where tragic happens. It's a terrible thing, because here's the thing, in the moments of tragedy, you hear about a person's character by
mm,
the people who lived around them and experienced them. So when people were saying "Rest in Peace, Dimebag," and I got into research, and now you're hearing all these not just fans, other legendary band members, other
yeah,
groups. They talked about how much of a sweetheart he was,
yeah.
how he was loved by everyone, and not to be dismissive and absent of what happened to his brother after that,
Oh
right?
yeah, honey. Oh
And people talked about that also,
yeah,
and they talked about how tragic that was, and for him to experience that and all these things to happen. And so yeah, my video is more so about like, wow, I missed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to my good brother Rios is definitely in the building. What's up, Rios, man? Miss you, bro.
Hey, Rios.
We gotta do some more reactions too. That's my guy, man. Rios is I love to do reactions with Rios because he's so open minded to hearing new things.
I
You
love
know,
watching you do reactions with Rios.
yeah, he's hilarious, but he also I, it's funny. We remember we did our excuse me, Cannibal Corpse reaction.
Oh, I remember.
Me me and Rios, we watching the thing and we just look at each other like, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if this is for us.
my 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 personal favorite, just because this is one of my favorite bands in the world,
Mhm.
is when when I got you guys to listen to Satyricon.
Oh, but the North.
Honestly, it was when the vocals came in, the look on both of your faces. It, it like, I have
He
not laughed that hard in so long.
he's open minded like me, and I appreciate that. He will give it a chance. He'll give honest opinion. He'll say, "Hey, it's not for me," or "I like it." You know what I mean? He'll like it. So, and plus, he's an awesome human being. His beautiful family, awesome human being. I'm definitely gonna have Rios obviously on the show a bunch of more times, doing a bunch of more reactions, for
Nice.
sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, with women in metal, I think that was a cool week to start that and really talk about the different parts of that. And I think the greatest thing was you had mentioned it with it being a representation or when you can see yourself in something
Yeah.
that you love,
Yeah.
right? You can see yourself and not like a submissive role, like a
Yeah.
powerful, kick ass fu role. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It
Oh, yeah.
represents what metal is. You know, and I think for the most part, that's why it was dope to start at Kitty, in my opinion. You know, and kind of
Mhm.
take that drive through. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's 5 bands. I only do it for 5 days, so you can't really get everything in. You know,
Mhm.
because here's the thing: when I did Punk Week, there's little sprinkles of little comments in there too, where you'll see like,
Yeah.
oh, this week, why you pick? You should have did this. You should have did this group, or that this was a horrible song to pick with them.
Yeah.
And
Why
so,
didn't you do the Addicts? Why didn't you
why
do
did you do
Rhythm and
right?
Redeem Live?
Exactly. So that happens, and I'm like, man, and like I said, I don't take it personal because I understand that these are the community are people that's been loving the genre since their whole life. So
Yeah.
for them, it's deeper than. And then a new guy comes along and say, hey, here's the thing though, I'm not coming along saying, hey, these are the records you should be. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
These are I'm picking these records off of most of the time. 90% is what they tell me to react to.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of them don't understand. So if you're telling me don't react to, remember that guy who said at the time I did a video about it. He said you shouldn't do Judas Priest. We don't want to see Judas Priest no more.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It,
who don't want to see Judas? Man, he's 70
right.
years old right now on stage. Who don't want to see him no more? you know, you know? So you're
I
gonna go through
I
those
I
same
don't
things.
get that. Like, I'm sorry if you don't love
Yeah, I don't
Judas
get either,
Priest,
but
you get out. Like,
I don't. You know, up the irons. I don't. I don't take it personal, but also that's taking it personal is something I'm learning, right?
yeah.
Because though I'm saying it now, I'm not as smooth when I see the comment,
Yeah.
right? Or I see comments saying this is a bad week or bad suggested. You know, like you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm like, "Yeah, I thought you were, but I understand these people who are saying this haven't been with me the whole time. Also, there's people that have been with me this whole 6, 7, 8 months that I've been
Yeah.
doing this, right? So a lot of people know that I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. So
Yeah.
instead of some guy coming in or some young lady coming in saying, "This is trash," you don't know what you're talking about because they thinking maybe I'm a metalhead who are reacting to metal videos,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I got an Iron Maiden shirt on because I love Iron Maiden, and I'm still going through their albums trying to learn most of
Yeah.
their music. But I do love the albums I've heard, so I can buy a shirt because I feel proud of. Um, and another thing too, I wore another Iron Maiden shirt yesterday to Disneyland. I get so many compliments from people
Mm.
I wear in my Iron Maiden shirt. So many people stop me, grab my shirt, pull me to the side. Oh man, up the irons, or just stop me and say, "Man, crazy shirt." And I have a couple of obviously band shirts, um, but I get so many comments with Iron Man. But I think Iron Maiden is so loud with their shirts, so the design is so like
Yeah.
specific. Like when you see Eddie, you just know you can see that from
Immediately.
anywhere, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a whole different thing. But
Sorry, I'm pouring some more tea. I apologize.
like I said, don't trust anyone that hates Priest.
Exactly. Yes, we can be
Right,
friends.
right.
Yeah.
But
Well, there are
you should,
three things in this life you can be guaranteed of.
mm,
One is death, one is taxes,
yeah,
and the other is that somebody is going to absolutely hate your favorite band. So,
100%, 100%. That's why you
like,
can't take it. You can't. Here's the. You know where I was getting caught up. So I'm glad you brought that up. So sometimes I have to understand when certain kind of programming is trying to latch on to me and my new experiences. Right.
mm,
Let me explain. So I was getting to a point where I would hear because I came in trying to start from the beginning,
mm,
right? Which I'm glad I didn't continue on that journey because everything we'll still be in the '70s, right?
yeah,
So because I'll still be going, so you get there's that sound. There's the Judas Priest, the Sabbath, the Iron Maiden, the
mm,
even coming out of like Led Zeppelin and all that, right?
yeah,
Um, there's that sound of pure classic heavy metal,
yeah,
right? Then there's the evolution of when you get deeper into the genre, especially when newer modern times, you get a lot of the growls, you get a lot of the gutturals, right? And you're going to different genres and it's starting to modern out, right? So
yeah,
there's people who look at the Judas Priest and Iron Maidens as like, oh, that's old school, and yeah, right. It started in the '70s, so that's old school, also
mm,
classic heavy metal for sure. And they look at the new stuff, like you'll look at your Lorna Shores and groups like that, like okay, that's the newer metal representation, right?
yeah,
But so in my mind, I got to thinking like, damn, like see, I wasn't at the level where I understood um, gutturals and growls and all that. So
yeah,
it's hard for me. It was hard for me because I had to learn how to listen to metal, which
yeah,
I'm still doing, obviously. And so once the people started telling me in the comments, like, "Yo, stop focusing on what they're saying all the time,"
yeah,
because a lot of times, not that you don't learn it at all, never, but people are saying for the most part, enjoy the music,
mm,
keep enjoying the music, and then all that'll come to you,
yeah.
right?
Well, it's kind of like that what we were saying earlier about picking certain things
Mm,
to let you develop an ear for it because like something in your Halloween reaction that you did,
mm.
which I think I messaged you about
Oh, you
this.
did, you did. I forgot. I
Yeah,
never forgot
but
that for sure.
yeah, it was great. It was awesome because we had that discussion about
Mm,
how when you pick up a new genre of music, you kind of have to approach it almost like how a baby learns language,
for sure.
how they're immersed in it and then start to pick it up as they go.
Hmm.
And it was so cool seeing you watch the Halloween video and talk about how, at first it was a little bit jarring, but then you learned how to separate those different noises and listen to specific things.
Yeah,
And like you got to see you doing it in real time.
for
And
sure.
that was really, really cool. Um,
And
I saw that and I was like, yeah, he's learning.
yeah, and because it's that sometimes I'm telling myself in real time, almost like stop it, right? Because yeah, because I start to do that. I start to say like, okay, like what are they saying? So
Mm,
once I start doing that, I don't hear none of the music.
yeah.
So I can't take in. That's how a lot of times I know like in the earlier my I mean it's an earlier journey, but that was like months ago. In the earlier journey of this thing where I would stop and I start talking like, for example, I'll stop the record in the middle of a solo,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't hear the solo, I'm hearing what's going on, and because I can't hear the solo, I'm breaking the rules of doing the reaction videos. Like you know what I mean? Or if I'm focusing so if I'm focusing so much on the drums or so much on the guitars or whatever the bass is doing, then sometimes I can't hear the vocals. I can't hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a great story being told, right? So I have to sit back and just let my ears take in everything they're hearing, and then
Yeah.
let that be the thing. Don't try to focus on one thing. Just
Yeah.
take in the sound, and all these things were taught to me from community, from yourself,
Mhm.
community. That's what get headphones is for, right? They told me to get headphones.
Yeah.
And they told me, don't worry about the growling part. Don't worry about that, the screams and stuff like that. Don't worry about that right now. Look, don't cut the solos off. Just sit
Mm.
back and enjoy the music. Just experience it. All these things were them teaching me how to experience metal
Yeah.
and what happened with us when we experienced it. We didn't
Yeah.
do the whole sit in the car and try to find out what this group was saying all the time. Sometimes it was like just taking the music. Do you like it? Is it good? And here's the thing too. Me, there's an extra layer kind of learning I have to do being a Christian
Yeah.
because I'm always so concerned with the music I'm taking in because of my faith.
Mm.
But here's the correction, right? This is where deconstruction comes in. The correction happens because I am who I am, and my faith is what my faith is going to be. So
Yeah.
no matter what I hear, it's not going to shake me from being who I am. So I should be able to hear a record, take in some music, no matter what the hell they're talking about. I
Mm.
don't care if somebody remember my first experience with Behemoth was was a
Oh,
little
you mean the reason we became friends?
yeah the right our intro right right so was because of what happened on record, and I was so disturbed. I don't know what that record sounded like. I don't know what happened after that, right? but but I was so disturbed, and so what happened was I'm like, wow, I never gave it a chance. I never even heard anything. I don't know if it was the greatest Behemoth record of all time. I don't even know, right?
I just I just want to point out that your reaction to that was so visceral that a Satanist reached out to you and said, "Are you okay?"
Wait, here's the further thing. Hey, that's interesting. Call me. Like, how did we get there? That the record scared me. A Satanist contacted me. Now we're on the phone for 3 hours. How did that happen?
Well, what's so funny is I've seen like people in the comments for that live stream that we had done,
Mm,
talk about, how this is how should discussion should go
for sure,
between
for
different
sure.
religions and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I think I had seen one or two that, kind of was like, man, how can a Satanist and a Christian be friends? And the whole time I'm thinking, honestly, a lot of our friendship is based on sending each other stupid stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
A lot of us,
it's it's not
right.
it's not
Look,
hard.
we've had our deep moments, but a lot of these moments are very silly. you know,
I'll find the dumbest stuff and be like, look, he would like that.
you know, see, I think also that what that showed too was um, once you put down your things, right? Once you
Mm,
set your titles to the side, or all the things you picked up living in society from
mm,
no matter your neighborhood, your family structure, your schooling, whatever kind of background you come from, all these
mm.
things you picked up. Once you put all that down and just be the human person,
Yeah,
the human person can experience other human people, right?
yeah,
And all of us are not going to be the same. But
mm,
we're not holding our titles and our things in front of us to where that keeps that guard up.
yeah,
The minute we got on the phone, it was never no tension. It wasn't even an argument about where our backgrounds are from and our differences and how we
yeah,
were raised, right? And then there was an understanding because the way you explained it, and then when I explained my background, because look, there could have been some experiences where I had some. I don't know where this would happen. I'm making up something, but
mm,
like I could have came across some Satanists that were really on some evil stuff, whatever,
mm,
right? But I really have to ask myself. I've been I've been close around and live on the scene in front of people
mm.
that are pure evil and weren't Satanists,
Yeah,
right? I've had friends in the past in my life from old neighborhoods that are walking around here with heinous with bodies on them,
yeah,
like literally have taken people's lives. Like you know what I mean? And if I want to talk to Hayne because she said she's Satanist, but this dude I know for sure he killed about 4 people.
Yeah. I
Four,
promise you, I've
maybe
never
more than
killed
that.
anybody.
That's right. You know what I mean? I'm saying the programming, right? It's
Yeah.
it's it's the it's. I always say this: people choose when to be righteous,
Yeah.
right? They choose when to bend the rules or for break the rules for somebody, right? You don't like crime, but when your mom was stealing,
Hmm.
that's your mom, right? Or
Yeah.
you don't like people cheating, right? But when you was cheating on your husband or your girlfriend, then
Hmm.
it's they choose to be righteous. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that we were introduced by putting those guards down, and we became
Hmm.
very like great friends.
Oh
And
yeah.
we talked, and then we made silly comments earlier, silly stuff we sent to each other. But don't get it twisted. We also had very very deep
Hmm.
personal conversations about our
Yeah.
real actual lives,
Yeah.
and which has strengthened our friendship. The
Oh,
reason why we do
absolutely.
right. So I think that's important to say also because it's not um it's not this fake uh, act of a friendship or this gimmick of a hey,
Hmm.
I'm a Christian and she's a and look at us. Now we have a corny TV show where we like you know what I mean like you know I think it's important to say, but I think and it shows too. When I tell people that if like they ask like, well, who's Hank? How you meet? How'd y'all meet? I'm like, all right, well, but I'm already prejudging the judgment, you know. But I think that's just more about for me. It's been cool because in this journey, you tend sometimes you can feel alone, and
Yeah.
because I don't know what you guys know, I don't I don't have the. I feel like I'm starting. I feel like you guys were at graduation, and then that's when I joined the class. You know what I mean? It's like I'm on chapter one, and you guys are like in your cap and gowns, like hey look, like walking off the stage. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
well, I mean, and honestly, that feeling alone thing, that's part of the reason I had originally reached out to you was because you had heard a tiny bit of Behemoth, just a little bit, and you were very clearly not okay, and you were so early in it, I could tell how much you loved metal already,
yeah, you can tell I
and
was trying. I was like trying
yeah,
to find a way.
yeah, and the thought of something potentially scaring you away from it
Mm,
when you were just finding it, it really broke my heart. And I
mm,
was like, man, that's because I know what it's done for me.
for sure.
And I was like, yeah, I can't not say anything. So,
And I think the average, if like to find yourself in a situation, I think now I'm just kind of freestyling here. I don't really know if it's a true thing, but I'm just imagining someone who may be a Christian finding themselves hearing metal for the first time, right? Where would you ever be at that you came across that Behemoth record first,
yeah.
right? So that's kind of like a different kind of thing anyway, because you would find yourself coming across, or you heard Metallica somewhere in a movie, or
Mhm.
you heard Led Zeppelin on the radio one time,
Yeah.
right? Those would be the ways you would hear experience it. To how I found it was a friend sent it to me. That's the only way that can happen, right? That record, because you're not in the mall and that record Behemoth came on.
Nah.
That's how that happens, right? So it was kind of like hey slow down. You're not supposed to be here, sir, right? So that's what that was. Slow down. You're not supposed to be here. We'll get there somewhere. Sometime we'll get there, but slow down.
Yeah, I mean,
I
he
think
he did you dirty. Like,
for sure. He absolutely did. He did. But I do want to talk about. Back to the women in metal. I do want to talk about the pronunciation again. It's Mirker.
well, in America, you can get away with saying Merker
Yeah,
because
right.
of Danish pronunciation,
Danish, yeah. So it's something
and
else
they're kind of
for
it.
sure. It's something
It's
else
difficult.
for sure. So let's talk about that a little bit. So um, that it was it's like folk death. Is it death metal folk?
Well, it's folk and black metal.
Black metal. Okay, black metal.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
okay.
very much influenced by black metal and death metal too, but you get a
Uh-huh.
lot of the black metal influence through her stuff.
Okay, okay,
Um, she, I love her. There are a lot of people I've encountered that don't want to qualify her as metal
okay.
because of the folk stuff, and honestly, I think a lot of that is just because she's a chick.
Yeah,
Because
for sure,
you look at other acts that are also doing the folk thing
for sure.
that they have no issue qualifying as metal.
Okay, okay.
So I personally think that that's why.
You know,
But I
a
love
lot of
her.
people can be sticklers as far as we talked about that before. You and I talked about it, and I talked about the video where a lot of people can be sticklers with the genres, right? It's like,
Mhm.
even to this day, remember people in the comments say Tool is not metal,
Yeah,
right? And then just the people that will fight you to the death about Tool and it
I
being metal,
I'm one of
right?
those people.
right? So,
They
so, so
they are
if you get
absolutely
that,
progressive
right?
metal.
If
I
you get
will
that for
die on that
Tool,
hill.
yeah, it's like if you get that for Tool, then not that Tool is the standard, but I'm saying like if there's a conversation to be had, and people are so sticklers about the genres, I think we're missing. And like I said, I feel like I'm maybe too new to even make this judgment or clarification, but I feel like we're missing the beauty in the music, right?
Yeah,
If you're stuck up on if this is black metal or folk or not, whatever, can you allow yourself to even experience that?
yeah,
If you're so caught up on like, especially if you're a black metal fan,
mm,
diehard, and then you're telling yourself that's not black metal, I can almost see that person never listening
yeah,
because there's so, or they heard a song maybe and like no, they kind of tune it out because it's like we're black. This is black metal. This is how it sounds, and these groups are black metal. And I'm like, yeah, but this also is black metal, right? Because we talked about when I first did Black Sabbath, when I did the song Black Sabbath,
mm,
I'm like, man, okay, I know this note is. I mean, I learned through definition, but this note is a tritone
mm,
note, and this is very bluesy. There's some blues elements in there.
yeah,
Now, what I didn't know was now I mean I knew when I heard it, but when I learned about what doom metal was, and I'm like, wait a minute, that was kind of some doom metal or the beginnings of doom metal to me, the way it
yeah,
sounds. And if we're going to argue about if that's doom metal or not, we're missing the point. The
yeah,
record happened and it was incredible. You
yeah.
know, I don't want to get caught up in genres to where you don't experience the music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It,
So
I think that it's fun to learn things. I think it's awesome to find out about stuff about your favorite artists and all of that stuff. But I think that when people become too hardcore into it, they lose sight of what it's actually for. And if you're talking about a band where it's something like Burzum, where what they are is inherently awful,
right,
yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it.
right.
But there are so many people that get so caught up on technicalities that it just kind of takes the joy out of it.
right,
And
right.
why bother if you're not going to enjoy it? That's just me though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And I think it's like while people are trying to teach me about how to experience music, a lot of the so-called uh, true diehard metalheads, no disrespect to them, but that that's an error in themselves, right? It's like you teach me how to experience music, but how you may be experiencing music is a little backwards.
yeah,
Not to not to take away from how they experience music technically, but I'm saying if they are nitpicking at genres and something being this metal or this metal, I'm
mm,
like, man, just do you like the song? Here's the thing in
yeah,
music. This is crazy, right? Outside of like, okay, hip hop is very, though we have some very blurred lines somewhere in hip hop. For the most
mm,
part, it's very standoutish, right? You know
mm,
when somebody's rapping, for the most part,
yeah,
and you know when somebody's doing, a hip hop beat sounds like a little bit. It's changed a little over time now, but
mm,
you gotta get it. Gospel very distinct, right?
yeah,
Jazz very distinct what jazz is, right? And metal to me, especially coming out of rock, is still very distinct. But there's songs I've heard in music throughout my life. I don't know what genre it is,
Yeah.
and I've never asked. You know what I
That's
mean?
outside of metal, that tends to be what I like is the stuff that's very
Yeah,
ill-defined. Like,
yeah.
there's this one guy, he's my favorite solo artist of all time, not
Mhm.
metal.
No word.
He's called Tom Waits.
I think we talked about that one time. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
his voice was once described as sounding like aged tobacco that was in a whiskey barrel that got hit by a like 18-wheeler or something like that. And it's an
Oh, it's all
apt
right.
description. They're right.
Wow.
but
Wow.
but but for what he does, he makes it work. A
Mm,
lot of the stuff that he makes, he uses sounds of farm animals and
mm,
random bits of machinery and broken instruments, and it's all very eclectic, and it just works.
wow.
And
And to question it would be missing it.
hmm?
To question it as far as genre or whatever would be missing it. Who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly, exactly.
You know.
It would take away the magic out of it.
Do and I talked about this in a video when I watched Sam Dunn like three of his documentaries, right?
Mm,
The Headbanger's Journey, Global Metal, and one more I forgot what I watched, but they were talking about. Well, he was asking the question of what genre do you consider yourself, or are you progressive? Are you this and that, whatever? What I did notice, and this is not a universal rule for all
mm,
artists in metal, but I did notice though in those DVDs, they didn't really care.
yeah,
Like the artists that spoke for themselves, they were like, I don't know, we just
yeah,
rocking out, like we just it's metal. They just kept saying that it's metal. I don't know, you
yeah,
know, kind of like people gave them. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people who for sure love that they are the fact that they defined a certain thing, right?
mm,
That's cool. I have no problem with that. Um, but I noticed that when they did talk to a lot of these artists, they just didn't care as much
yeah,
as. So now he asked because I'm sure people do care, you
mm,
know. But to the band, they were like, I don't know. We just
yeah,
it's metal,
yeah.
you know.
The way that I kind of look at it, the reason that I care about a genre isn't because I think it's necessarily any better than anything else. It's if I want to hear a specific sound,
Yeah,
I'll look to that genre to cover that need.
for sure.
But I'm not gonna sit and pretend like, black metal is any better than death metal. I like them both. I think they're both awesome. It's just sometimes I want something that's a little bit more screechy.
Right,
So I'll
right.
go with black metal.
Let me ask you this. I always wanted to because I never truly knew not all of the ways and the differences, but I don't know exactly the difference between if I'm listening to black metal or death metal. Like, what would be the difference or some of the differences between black metal and death metal?
One of the things that'll probably give black metal away first and foremost is the vocal style.
Okay.
It Black metal vocals tend to be more along the lines of screeches instead of
Oh,
growls.
okay. Right.
It it also has a tendency to feel a lot colder
Hmm.
in its tone. It's
Is that a culture thing? The colder part tone is
I
that
mean
culture?
possibly because a lot of black metal, it's not exclusive to Norway, but a lot of it was
Okay.
very heavily influenced
Okay.
by Norway in the early or late 80s, early 90s.
Hmm.
And they sort of developed a very specific sound, which became the second wave of black metal,
Oh, okay.
which
Okay.
is kind of what the other, bands that took off from everywhere sort of
For
followed
sure. Hmm.
with that. And it's like I said, it has a colder tone, more screeching vocals. It's very melodic a lot of times, but that kind of you sort of lose that in the guitar work that's laid over top of it.
Ah, okay.
It's
Okay.
I it's I personally love it. I think it's lovely.
Hmm. I can think about the real genuine smile you just had when you talked about it. I
It
can tell.
black metal feels like what you would scream if you could scream into the void.
First of all,
At least it does for me.
your metaphor, they're awesome. Like the way you
So,
explain.
somebody put low production in the comments. Yes, that's another tell.
Ah, okay,
Is
okay.
they want it to sound bad. It is
Ah,
intentionally bad.
are there
There's
any
nothing about it that is supposed to be pretty at all.
are there any huge black metal? I mean, maybe it's a question. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the answer. So, are there any huge black metal artists from America,
Um,
or that's more so like
I
uh,
mean, there are black metal bands from America,
for
but
sure?
it's they don't tend to be as popular.
Okay,
Um, a lot of the ones that you're going to find that are more popular tend to be from like Norway, Finland, Sweden,
right.
Denmark, Greece. Greece has a really good black metal scene.
I wonder what is it about the regions. Well, I mean, I guess I get it. I get it because it's like if you ask me about hip hop,
Mhm.
you ask me, are there huge hip hop artists in Europe? Well, yeah, in Europe they're huge,
Yeah,
but here they wouldn't be as you know what I mean. You know,
yeah,
and I could talk about the difference in sounds, the afflictions in voice and accent. That which for us accents are big in for hip hop here.
mhm,
And if your accent is different from somewhere, then we don't really accept it the same because we can't hear you the same, right? Um, but you know, when I think about the like you said, Norwegian,
mhm.
Norway, you know, Poland, these different areas, and then when you hear black metal in America, it almost sounds like an oxymoron, right?
Yeah,
It's like, what is American black metal, right?
yeah.
It sounds like crazy, even though I know
Now,
there's groups that
I,
are, you know,
I will say there is one individual from America who has done beautifully with black
mhm.
metal called Black Braid,
Oh, okay,
and
Black Braid,
yeah, it's an indigenous artist,
okay.
and I kind of feel in a weird way that that might because he talks a lot about the things that have happened to indigenous Americans in his
For
music.
sure. Mm.
And I kind of wonder if maybe that sense of injustice throughout history plays a big part in good black
Oh,
metal.
black metal. Yeah, yeah. Right.
Because if you
Because
look at
Mother North was a
Norway,
that's what Mother North was about, right?
yeah, like if you look at Norway and the way that it grew there, and
Hmm.
spread to other places, Norway had been under the thumb of Denmark for a very long time, and their indigenous population was treated horribly.
Hmm.
There's still a lot of prejudice towards the Sami people,
Hmm. Oh wow.
and
Okay.
so I kind of wonder if that history of oppression plays a part in
Hmm.
why this music has that emptiness and that coldness that it does because it's a reflection of that hurt in a way.
Hmm. And,
That's just
and
me wondering. Like I
for
don't
sure,
have
for
an
sure.
actual answer for it, but
I know that, but that's why I want to have these conversations. I think they're appreciated because I mean I don't have the answer for none of this stuff, right?
mm,
But also this is me learning. This is me
mm.
learning. I think I'm gonna have to turn this of this episode to the start of Teach Me Metal, right? Because I like to have these conversations, and
Yeah, we
I'm
meant to
sitting there
do a
learning.
recap. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, but I think this is a better conversation, and what I mean by better conversation is that um, maybe I'm not the only one learning here,
Yeah,
right? Where there's probably somebody watching, looking, and didn't look. You can be a metalhead and not know much about death metal because that's not your thing,
yeah.
right? Or whatever kind of metal because that's not your thing. Or you learn. I remember me doing with these I do these reaction videos. There's some people who's like, "Yo, I never heard that band.
Mhm.
Thank you. I
I,
never heard that. That was really good." You know, so that happens.
I just saw somebody ask about King Diamond, and
Oh yeah.
that yeah, it's King Diamond is technically considered first wave black metal with his band
Okay.
Merciful Fate.
Oh, Merciful. Okay.
Yeah,
So they consider like some of the OGs in the game as far as like
yeah,
black metal goes.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, so I like that record, which I didn't. Let me tell you, I'll be honest. When I hear black metal, death metal, and I'm not comparing the two like they're the same, but when I do hear black metal, death metal, for me, did I just shift my camera? Yeah, I did. Okay. For me, I'm almost. To be honest, I move in kind of like brace yourself, not because of like Christian rhetoric or ideology, anything like that. Just more so like, I think black and death metal is more so for advanced people who are you know what I mean, like they're past like they're past the basic math level of education in
Mhm.
metal. Like you know what I mean. I think it's more of a you. It's like okay, I got metal. I got the basics of metal down. I know what to look for. I know what it sounds like. Now
Mhm.
you're ready for this, right? It's
Mhm.
like an advanced class of metal, right? Um, so when I do hear uh, King Diamond, Merciful Fate, or I learned that
Mhm.
they're the OGs of something, right? Or somebody told me, you got to do Mayhem, right? And the, see your face, see, 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 right? so, so,
Let's walk before we run.
right? But see, I'm glad that reaction was caught on camera because these are the reactions I don't see over the phone, right?
Look,
So,
I'm your friend. Okay, I'm gonna.
right? But so this I do that little guard thing where I'm like, ooh, okay, where do I go? Because I can't search it because that means I'll have to hear it, right? Now I can do a Google search where I say, hey, influential Mayhem songs or influential King Diamond songs. But I usually just ask what I consider my counsel. I ask Hayne, I ask Chappie, hey, I want to do. People have been requesting Mayhem. Where should I start? Because the where
So
should I start tells me where should I start tells you everything you need to know where he should start.
so
Right now if there isn't a place he should start at, Hayne will let me know also like hey, they probably don't have that record
considering
for
you are who you are and how I know you to be, I can tell you that simply searching mayhem might not be the best idea.
I don't and I
Um,
don't and I wouldn't. Right. I wouldn't. I watched. Look,
well,
I watched.
I
The
can
first time
send
I
you
seen Mayhem
links.
was on Headbang. I think Headbanger's Journey. Headbangers, whatever the Headbanger's Journey. The Sam Dunn the documentary, and they were interviewing Mayhem, and I think the head dude was like super high or drunk or something like that, whatever. And then I think there was a. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the same group. Was there a tragic story that happened with them? Somebody from Mayhem,
Which one?
right? So yeah, that right, right. So so I never did cover them. Now people have made requests, but not too much. Not too many people made
Yeah,
requests
there,
for
there's
Mayhem.
a whole history there.
For sure, for sure. But so many people have requested King Diamond, and I think in one of my reactions, I was that next Sunday I was going to do videos anyway. So I was
Mhm,
like, well, let me do some King Diamond, and I was asking you where should I start, you know.
mhm.
And I think the two records that popped up for the most part for you, and I think I think you got into like, okay, it's two. I think Abigail was one of them,
Yeah,
but you
Abigail
also
is
told me
brilliant.
Abigail is a story though,
Yeah,
and it's like you'll be starting as either the beginning of a story or a piece of the middle somewhere, and you wouldn't technically understand
yeah,
because you explain how he writes stories. Sometimes
yeah,
a whole album is the whole thing,
yeah.
you
King
know.
Diamond is a big fan of concept albums,
Dope.
and
Okay.
honestly, I really feel like Hollywood is missing out by not adapting some of his
Oh,
albums
to a
as
movie.
films because they'd be amazing.
I wouldn't mind. I think that would be a great idea if somebody should do that.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. It would be
Wow.
awesome. But yeah, with the reason I had suggested Welcome Home is it is part of a larger story. It
For
is.
sure. Hmm.
but it's one that you can listen to on its own without being completely confused.
For sure. For sure.
Um,
Yeah.
I am glad that you liked it though. I was waiting for the face I knew you were going to make when his vocals came in, and I was not disappointed.
But I was like, I'll say this, I was pleasantly surprised
Hmm. Oh,
because
he was brilliant.
that was not what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Because here's the thing: until you just said earlier, when you described black metal, when you said there's a lot of like melodic, right?
yeah,
Now I didn't know that
hmm,
because I don't think if now this is my immature ear, right? When it comes to metal, I don't think melodic when it comes to thinking black metal.
yeah. Well, because
That's just,
it's like a wall of sound that hits you at first.
that's well, no, not even what it was. Not even before the music.
Mhm.
I don't think right. This. So I remember I'm coming from hip hop and R&B,
Yeah,
right? Melodic is never like tragic. It could be sad, but it's never like dark, eerie,
yeah,
spooky. It could be sad, but outside of that, it's love or it's like something bright, right?
yeah,
So I have to take that ear off, and when I'm in metal, that ear can't be on in metal.
yeah,
My R&B ear can't be on in metal because melodic over here could mean
mhm,
tragic, dark, spooky. Not just that, not exclusive to that, but
yeah,
it could mean that. So when
yeah,
you hear King Diamond, you hear Merciful Fate, you hear black metal, the OGs of this. I'm not
mhm,
thinking melody at all.
yeah,
Period. So when I hear that record and I hear him first start, I'm like, wait, what? Remember, I stopped it. Like, what?
yeah,
Because I'm genuinely shocked because it's just I think that's why I think it's so important for me to react on camera
mhm,
because I think you guys need to see my real reaction from being shocked and blown away all the time
yeah,
because none of it is what I think
yeah,
and I like it that way because I'm taking all my preconceived notions, my stereotypes, all
mhm,
these things into this genre, and they're all being knocked away. They're all being knocked off. None of it is what I thought. None of it
yeah,
is what it seems, and none of it is what it sounds like.
mhm,
So when I turn on that record, I'm like, wait a minute. It's like when I turn on. It's like when I listen to Misfits,
yeah.
right? Though that record was insane, right? But as I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, the concept is crazy, right? Because I don't know if I would ever say that on record, but but like the other side was like this has to be one of the catchiest songs of all time. Like
Oh
so,
yeah.
the fight that was happening inside of me, like I can never say this out loud in public. But you want to? I want to. I want to see this outside. You know.
There's yeah, there's a documentary on
Mm,
YouTube actually about
mm.
the Misfits. If you haven't
Okay,
seen it, you should check
I'm gonna check
out
it out.
called
Okay,
yeah, it's called We Are 138.
okay.
And it gives a good idea of, you know, what they're about and their history.
Mm-hmm.
Um Personally my favorite from the Misfits, well, it's between two of them.
Okay.
One is called Die Die My Darling,
Mm-hmm.
which Metallica actually covered.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I think they've done two Misfits
They
covers actually.
they did the record what was the record I did
Um,
oh uh I forgot the
why
record
am
I
I
did.
blanking?
I did not Lars, not Lord start with an L though.
It's
Last Last Caress.
yes,
Last Caress.
my brain just
So
completely shut
it
off.
went straight blank. They did Last Caress also. I did hear the Metallica version, which I loved. But they
Yeah,
were live, the live version of Metallica version, which I loved it. So yeah, they covered that also.
yeah, and but yeah, but Die Die My Darling is also fantastic. There's another one I love from them. It's when Glenn Danzig left the band, and they
Okay.
got their other vocalist Michael Graves, who kind of
Hmm.
sucks, but I actually like the music from that era of Misfits. I know people
Okay.
are very divided on that. I like
Hmm.
it. But the song is called "Dig Up Her Bones." Yeah, in a really sick way. It's a wonderful love song.
It sounds like it. Dig up her bones is crazy.
That's one of my go-to karaoke songs.
That's crazy. I think learning about these groups and bands, like I said, it kind of like knocks off that stereotype of what you think,
Mhm.
because I talked about how I knew the Misfits logo before I knew the band,
Yeah.
right? Um, and when I do see the Misfits or the cover art, or you hear about Danzig, because I listened to Danzig first, because I reacted to
Yeah.
his first record first, and then went back. Um, you don't think, once again, there was melody,
Mhm.
right? Some singing there. I wasn't thinking that's what I would get, and I'm definitely not thinking like catchy, kind of like there's some 1950s style kind of singing sometimes,
Yeah.
that kind of like doo wop a little bit,
Yeah.
like and which is really really cool, and it's cool because it's the you would think, not you would think the sounds clash, but if you take a music like Last Caress,
Mhm.
or another great record I heard was, is it Saturday night, I think it was Saturday Night. It's a Misfits
I think
record,
so.
but um, you would take a melody like that, which is so like happy, good feeling, like make you smile, kind of, and then put a tragic, like horrific story over the top of it,
Mhm.
of something like crazy, like I'm like it's about love, but like you murdered her, or I love her so much I want to kill her, like kind of that kind of thing, right? Right, and it's a weird mashing of like concept and sound, and it's hard to. What's cool about it is that it's hard to get away from both of them when if I'm disturbed by the content, but the melody, the flow, the
Mhm.
writing, everything is so catchy. That's the war, right?
Yeah.
And one thing, another thing of which I had to learn how to do is take my serious hat off, right? Where it's like,
Mhm.
hey, these dudes aren't murderers, so none of them been in jail for none of this stuff.
Yeah.
So if you just look at it as like you're reading a book, right, or
Mhm.
it's a story, and I think it's interesting that I think what makes it so interesting also is, and this is not all cases for all metal, but what makes it so interesting is that you could talk about these tragic things from a perspective that people haven't heard before. So we've
Yeah.
all heard that. We've all heard the story about what happens when the lady or the man or whatever is being stalked by somebody crazy, or what happens when a murderer is looking. We heard the victim side of all stories, but have you ever heard the story of the mind frame of the serial killer?
Yeah.
Not, I mean, because that's an interesting thing. It's like, because people like to put stuff on people like, now I don't want to get too deep about this because a lot of it's concept with just stories, but if if I were to listen to the mind frame of a serial, it's kind of like Dexter. Remember the show Dexter, right?
I actually never watched it. I got to
But
admit. I
you know
know
the
what it
concept,
is in the
the
premise, but
concept of, yeah, the concept of, real quick. He was a little boy. His dad noticed that he liked to kill little animals and insects and stuff like that, and then his dad told him to stop doing it, but he would do it so much.
Mhm.
His dad asked him, like, man, like, something's up with our boy. I mean, he'd be killing everything, like birds,
Mhm.
mouse, a bunch of stuff. So he asked him, he said, do you have any urges to kill anything bigger? He tried to
Mhm.
find out if his son is like a serial killer. And his son kept it real with him, was like, yeah, I do. So anyway, long story short, his dad taught him how to look. If you can't control this, and I can't make you stop,
Mhm.
then we gotta train you to make it justified.
Mhm.
Because you're gonna kill anyway. Because obviously you got something in you that you want to kill some stuff, but you're not gonna kill innocent people.
Mhm.
So what he did was he became a blood splatter expert in the police force, and he only went after like rapists, murderers, and stuff, people like that.
Yeah.
So he can satisfy his thing, but also don't feel guilty about it because none of us innocent. So he never
Yeah.
killed anybody innocent, right? So So what I'm saying about the with these songs a lot of times is that that's like a Dexter theory, like a
Yeah.
Dexter thing, where it's like I everybody hears the victim story, but how do you explain why somebody would want to kill another person, or
Hmm.
why somebody would want to like hurt a bunch of people, and what is that story like? That's the interesting story because those stories aren't made a lot.
Yeah. So
Everybody trying to
basically,
satisfy
Cannibal Corpse's entire discography.
them. Right, right, 100%. Right. Hammer Smash Face the series. Right. Right. So I think, but see, even with Hammer Smash Face, right? Me and Rios clearly didn't get it.
Yeah.
Right. But in the comments taught us how to listen.
Yeah.
So now I go into it differently because I'm gonna do Cannibal Corpse again. I'm gonna react to another song, but my now I'm not going in taking it as like these dudes are. First of all, they couldn't be who they are because they'll be in jail. If they were that, they would be in jail, locked up. You know.
What's so funny about that in particular is
Mm-hmm.
their lead singer George Fisher, who goes by the stage name Corpse Grinder,
Mm-hmm.
is within the metal community widely considered to be like the Mr. Rogers of metal.
Wow.
Like dude is apparently just a teddy bear. And like he's really good at claw machines for some odd reason. Like it's a sport to him and he'll
Mm-hmm.
go into places and clear out claw machines and take all of the stuffed animals that he wins and like donate them to children's hospitals.
Wow.
You know, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
he's just known to be a good dude.
That
Oh,
reminds me of that dude you sent me, the skit guy who with the face paint. He's like out with his daughter. They're going
yeah.
to like the guy, the
I love
guy.
that guy.
You would
Oh,
see
what
him,
is his
you'll
name?
see him and think like this
Yeah.
scary metal dude, and he's like out eating ice cream with his
Yeah,
daughter, like you know
he
what I mean?
is a black metal musician. He's the lead
Oh,
vocalist of a
see,
black metal band.
oh, okay, but
And
that's the reality of it, right? It's like
yeah,
don't I'm just this is the art part.
yeah,
I'm a I'm a dad. I'm a law abiding citizen of the community. Like,
yeah. The
you know,
stuff that he does with his daughter is so wholesome. It's so
yeah.
cute.
But I remember you sent that to me. You were explaining to me how you would meet people, you would see people, and this may be the act on stage,
Yeah.
but see that I think that, so that also, and I'm glad we talking about this because that's also where I make my mistake coming from hip hop.
Mhm.
Because in hip hop, though 98% of people aren't doing whatever they say they're doing, right?
Mhm.
But it's portrayed as if it is the truth, though.
Mhm.
In metal, they tell you like, no, that's not him. That's not. These
Yeah.
people are sweethearts. They don't kill. They love horror or they love this, whatever, whatever. In hip hop, it's claimed to be real.
Yeah.
That's where the differences happen, right? So if somebody's talking like street stuff all the time or like selling dope and all that, the idea of it is like he's actually doing that.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of stuff happens in the streets because now you have this rapper that claims these all these things, and then in the streets, people
Mhm.
will test you, or they
Yeah.
want to see are you who you are, right? Which is it's almost like wearing fish bait and going swimming in the ocean.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like you just setting yourself up for failure. In metal, I love the fact that like no man, we just artists. We
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, you'll get some sickos that might want to do that, but those are the few.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When somebody's actually doing some evil or somebody, we talked about I forgot his name, but we don't have to say his name, but the one guy you said everybody hates in metal, the one guy who's hated
Yeah.
universally. Right? So
Well,
uh,
he does have fans. He does have fans,
I'm
but
sure, I'm sure.
for the most part, everybody else is like, y'all suck.
For sure. I'm sure. You know. So but I think that's cool because that's something I learned also. And here's the thing. I when I do talk to my friends who are interested in my YouTube channel, like some of them been following me, they ask me questions when I'm out with people like, "Hey man, what about this and how's this and how does this work?" And I get to teach them what I learned. You
Yeah.
know how like, look, it's not like that, and it's not, especially when it comes to Christian stuff,
Yeah.
because if I'm telling somebody, how whether it's like how you and I are friends,
Mhm.
or how you or oh well, how you talk even when I do this, if I do that, like what
Yeah.
do you mean that represents the devil? You represent the devil. I'm like, technically no, I'm not. You know what I
It's
mean? But
actually
I
very opposite. Yeah.
very opposite. You know, and but I think people have taken like look, people are just afraid of what they don't understand.
Mhm.
They're so scared, and that's what it's with all that stuff. It's with how it's America's way of programming.
Mhm.
It's religion's way of programming.
Yeah.
Any kind of system where it's like we have an agenda and we need to follow this. Then there's
Mhm.
a way they teach you to be
Yeah.
right. And if you and you know I talked about I mentioned deconstructing earlier. That's
Mhm.
what I do. That's what I have to do being a Christian, right?
Mhm.
It's like I love God. I love Jesus Christ. That's just it. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line. That's it. Now what I have to deconstruct from is the system of church,
Mhm.
not Christianity as a whole, right? Jesus Christ, the way he taught, the way he spoke, had nothing to do with how they were done in Norway
Yeah.
or how people are did here in America, how they're forced to do this, and by rape or pillage you need to be this and no,
Yeah.
there's nothing of what he taught. There's a whole book about it. You can read about it anytime you want, right? and, but so I represent that, and I also represent that being a part of the body of Christ. So
Mhm.
I consider what I do and how I speak very important because, for example, if Haynes, if her only if her only positive image of somebody being a Christian is me, then I got to make sure I stay who I am because
Mhm.
I need to be the representative for Christianity. Because
Yeah.
not that I'm just like that. I'm just everything I say is facts or anything. Like I'm human. I'm not perfect. But if if there's somebody you need to look to, like no, that's not how Christians. I have a friend who doesn't act like that. They
Yeah.
don't say that. They don't do that. That's not. He says all the time. That's not Christian. That's not Christian stuff. You know, God, all that God wants you to. He gonna send you to hell thing. No,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be on this topic. I'm not gonna make this a thing. I think it's important to say the difference is how you have to coming into any genre, anything. You got to deconstruct from all the other stuff
Mhm.
that you left
Yeah.
because there's so many stereotypes about so many things out here. So coming into metal, man, I can imagine what if you were alive in the 70s and 80s and then going through the Satanic Panic era, right? It's one thing being word of mouth now. It's another
Yeah.
thing where you had commercials on TV about that, right?
Oh yeah.
you know, you
Dateline
were like,
specials and
yeah, right. It had to be terrible being a fan. I'm talking about being a fan too, where you feel like America is looking at you as an evil person, and you're like,
Mhm.
wait, what? I'm not evil. I'm Hain, right? I'm not
Yeah.
evil. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you know,
I mean,
so
on paper, according to them, I am evil. I listen to metal.
I'm
I
saying
love horror movies. You know, I love dinosaurs, so that means that I believe in evolution. You know, like I'm,
that's
you know,
funny.
yeah. But the truth of the matter is, you know, I people have this idea that Satanists hate Christians. That's not true. It it can't be true.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of us knows and loves Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have them in our family. They're our friends. You know, we interact with them everywhere that we go. We don't have a problem. It's the overarching abuses that we see, you
For
know,
sure.
and things like that are the issue for us. At least the ones like me, the
Mm-hmm.
non-theistic
Right, right,
Satanists.
right, right. That's why, but that's why I don't. That's why I don't judge. That's why you can't take a group of people and say,
Mhm.
"Hey, they do this and they
Yeah,
think like this,"
yeah,
right? Because you'll meet somebody like, "No, that's not. No, I've been educated. I know what that looks like, and
yeah.
I know what it's like to be judged being a black man in America,
Mhm.
right? So I can imagine. I can't look with how I've been treated here in
Mhm.
my actual real life by
Mhm.
like police or teachers or somebody at the job. I could never look at somebody else and put that on somebody else. I can't look at
Yeah,
you and be like, "Whoa, no, keep away from me." Especially when I've been treated like that in real
mhm.
life just because of my skin color, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I think the beauty in why we come together and the unifying thing and community. I talk to the people in the comments and we talk back and we say all these nice things about it one another because we just showing like, yo, we're family here.
Yeah.
All that other stuff you got going on, okay, all right, cool. But here in metal, we're one, and we
Exactly.
like to we love the same music. We like to rock out. We same fans. If you're walking down the street with a Candlemass shirt on, whatever, it's like, hey,
Mhm.
there's my brother, there's my sister. We are there's something we have together where we're
Oh yeah.
connected, right? There's immediate smile to happen. That's what I've seen just in my time of being in this for like 8 months, 6, 7 months,
Mhm.
whatever the thing is. Like if they just see if you have an identifying factor with one another, then there's an immediate smile that happens first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday I was at a on my way to Disneyland. I stopped by my friend's house because his partner was getting dressed, and I was sitting down and the guy was like, "Hey man, you going to go see them in September?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Yes, actually I am." 'Cause I'm so excited about my concert. I was like, "Yes, I am," and I can't wait. He said, "You seen them before?" And I told him my story of my page and what happened. And we was having a good time. Just he was just learning about me and
Mhm.
excited about my new space in metal.
Yeah.
And I was telling him like I'm so excited about all these things. And we for that moment we were just like nothing mattered. He was I don't it wasn't about background, social status, what do
Mhm.
you do for a living? It was like, yo, two metalheads talking, and one's way newer than this guy, and he was excited because he said I reminded him of him when he found
Yeah.
me. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? And that's been a general. I've been like a consensus with people telling me in the comments, like it's cool watching this because I can't experience that for the first time again. So it's
That's
cool
why I
watching
watch
someone experience
reactions.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
That's how I found your channel in the first place. Is yeah,
That's super cool,
I'm never going to hear this stuff for the first time again. So seeing
man.
somebody else fall in love with it is the next best thing.
For sure, for sure.
And as to the t-shirts, I know exactly what you mean because if I walk in someplace and I see somebody wearing like a 1349 t-shirt, I don't care where they're from, I don't care what their
Yeah,
gender is, what their sexuality is, any of that. That's my dude.
there's a language you're speaking, right? There's a language being spoken here.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Like,
cool
it's like you also appreciate that band. We're
for
good.
sure. And you know, it's cool, and that's cool too. For example, if it's like I mean, everything does have to be. Obviously, we know the most popular bands
Mm,
have some of the widely spread merch all over, and we
yeah.
so we know that. And no disrespect to Metallica, obviously, but we know that a Metallica shirt doesn't necessarily, excuse me, doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
metalhead because we know
Yeah.
how big the group is and the merch is, right? So we know that somebody can have a Metallica shirt on and they just don't know anything
Yeah.
about metal,
That
right?
that that is a part of gatekeeping. I'm not for gatekeeping. I think it's
For sure,
bullshit.
for sure.
I hate it. I hate elitists in metal. I think it's stupid. I will say though, it does kind of irritate me when I see people, wearing like the Metallica t-shirts that have never listened to a Metallica album.
Hmm.
But that's a personal thing for me. Like
Right, right,
it's
right, right.
simply because I'm like, dude, I used to get bullied for this shit. Come on. Like,
Right, right, right. Yeah, I feel that. Kind of like a rites of passage, like a rites of passage. At
yeah,
least to hear
and
something
all
and
of a
like it.
sudden
Yeah.
it's cool. Where the hell was that when I was a kid? Like, come on.
Hmm. Right. But then again, I like so I always feel like I'm too new to say, but I'll say anyway. Um, I'm a believer of now. This isn't necessarily for me though,
Mm,
right? I'm a believer to buy what you want, like what you like, right?
yeah,
Okay, we got that. Um, if you do have a big band's shirt, everybody has a Rolling Stone shirt, everybody has a
yeah,
Kiss shirt, everybody has a Metallica shirt. Like we know the brands that are widely spread. For example, if you've seen someone with a uh, like I said, Candlemass earlier, or I said
yeah.
or if
Well,
you see somebody
Misfits,
with right or
Misfits,
something Misfits.
yeah,
No, not well. If you well Misfits without the skull, remember without the head skull part
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's what a bunch of us had that shirt and I didn't know what it was, right? but you know what I'm saying? Like some bands where you just gotta know. You have to have
Yeah.
known what this
Oh
band
yeah,
is,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. So if you and if so that says a little something, right? It's like you almost want to tap them on the back and be like, "Hey, love your shirt," because
Yeah.
you're letting them know like, we're here. I
Yeah.
see you. We're here together, right? Um, so like you said what you said. If you seen a person with a what you said, what's the kind of shirt you said?
Oh,
The
I
band
use the example 1349.
1340, right? 1348, right? So if you seen that, there's a there's a you you can't just find that shirt.
No.
That's not that means you searched out to get that shirt, to wear
Yeah.
that shirt, or you at a concert or somewhere you got that shirt, right? That wasn't like you were on Amazon and a Metallica shirt match your jeans, and
Yeah.
you was like, okay, I'm gonna get that shirt. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
that shirt, you know.
Actually, 1349, do you remember the idea I floated past you about the painting?
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah, right, yeah, for sure.
That
Yep.
band is associated with that.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but see that would be the if you know thing,
Yeah.
right? You know, which is super cool. And I think when I found, for example, there's a song I love. Um, I'm gonna do a reaction to it, not as a first time heard thing. It's because I love the record so much. My man Scott put me onto this band or group called I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. It's called Gorod, something Gorod, and I don't know how you pronounce it, but the song is called Varangian Paradise, and I listened to that song for the first time, and I listened to that song for the first time, and I was like, "What is this?"
Mhm.
And my mind is blown, right?
Nice.
Because it
I
went through
think I
so
remember
many.
you telling me about them the other day.
I think I did mention it, right?
Yeah.
And because it went through a couple of different genres of music, and I was sitting there with my mouth open, like, "What is this? I never heard." Because even though I've been listening for as long as I've been listening, it still didn't sound like none of that either.
Yeah.
But it's metal, obviously. When you hear the elements, you like, yes, there's metal. But then they go into different things. You like, wait a minute,
Mhm.
what is this,
Yeah.
right? And it's such a dope record, so sick. And for example, if I saw a shirt with that group on it, or that's just that song,
Mhm.
I would buy that shirt because
Yeah.
how much that song is crazy,
Yeah.
right? But the hard part for me, if I saw that shirt and that song and I like the shirt,
Mhm.
but I don't know what the group is at all, I think I've been in this long enough to be like, nah, I wouldn't buy it though yet. I'm
Yeah.
not buying it because I would need to experience it, and I think I have the luxury of experiencing it, being that I am listening to metal. I
Oh yeah.
am listening, and I'm studying. I'm on my journey, so I don't want to not do that. Like I love the fact that I love the fact that metalheads we're all like, what I mean, I'm new and I'm learning, but I love that we're all like so about the support of their artists that when I started talking about buying merch, everybody was saying, "Hey, go to their merch store, either buy it at their concerts at their booth,
Mhm.
or go to their official website, their merch store, and buy it directly from them
Yeah.
to support the artists." And I thought that was so cool. They were
Yeah.
very direct on, "Hey, support the artists.
Yeah.
Go if you're at the show, go to their booth, go to their table, their section, or go directly to their merch store. Don't do the Amazon thing. Don't do the
Mhm.
T-shirts for less thing. Don't do none of
Mhm.
that stuff because the money helps the artist directly.
Yeah.
Especially when a lot of these bands are just struggling bands who love music.
Yeah.
You know, you may think an artist is bigger than what they are, but they're not making a lot of money, and
Yeah.
sometimes the merch is a thing. You
Yeah.
know, so yeah, I wouldn't do that for a couple of reasons, but now I'm at the point I'm like, if I listen to an album and I love it, I'm but like the Iron Maiden has how many albums? Maybe 16, 17, almost
Something
20 albums.
ridiculous.
Almost 20 albums, right? So like, I wasn't gonna wait till I listen to all 20 to buy a shirt. That wasn't gonna happen,
Yeah.
right? So so I'm more maybe like album.
You'd be getting your first T-shirt when you were 90.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not doing that, right? And plus, I don't ever want. I think one of the corniest things to do. I mean, maybe they probably did it back in the day, but I think, in my opinion, one of the corniest things you can do to somebody is ask them what songs have you heard to prove if they're a metalhead or not.
Oh my god, I
I
hate
think that's
that
so messed up.
question. I
It's so
hate it.
messed up. It's like, bro, what? I don't like. Why would you? I wouldn't. I wouldn't even do that to
Yeah,
nobody. You know?
dude, I loathe people that ask that question. I
It's like, what are you
really
trying to
do.
prove? Like,
It's
like,
like,
what are you trying
dude,
to prove with that?
it's man, do you have nothing better to do with your time? Really?
Right.
I hate it so much. Like, like what one of my favorite T-shirts that I have is from a band called Cadaver,
Mm.
and it's a death metal band from you guessed it, Norway.
Right. Right.
um, they uh, in order to get this shirt, I had to order it directly from the band and have it shipped from Norway.
Right. For
So
sure.
this is the most expensive piece of clothing that I own. Like, and I got it because I love the band, like my heart's in it.
For sure.
And and so I don't mind supporting it in that way. And the thought that I could wear that to a festival after going through the bullshit with customs that I went through to get that shirt and have somebody come up to me and say, "Oh, can you name 3 songs?" I will punch you in the throat.
And here's the crazy part too. The crazy part is that under pressure, I'm not good with no matter who it is.
Mhm.
It's like for example, I've heard if we want to go into rap, like there isn't a Jay Z song I don't know, there isn't a Benny Siegel song that I don't know, there isn't an Ice Cube song I don't know. Like we could pick a genre, you can pick young or old,
Mhm.
like tons of songs off my head. I've listened to, ride to, all kind of stuff. If you just on the spot ask me, hey, name 3 songs, and I'll be like, you just go blank because of the
Mhm.
pressure, right? And so for you to judge me because I went blank in a moment's notice,
Yeah.
and now I'm not a real Ice Cube fan because you said you because you're the judge. I don't know who hired you, but you're the judge, right? It's like that's so corny to me. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like I'd be like, who are you to even?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking to myself, if I were to ask that, what does that mean exactly? If I asked you name 3 songs to prove what to you?
Yeah.
If I, like if I name it, then what? Do I win something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do I?
Your
You know what
respect? Oh.
I mean? Right. It's
Name
silly.
3 songs. Bitch, I have anxiety. I can't give you my name.
What?
Like,
I almost panicked when you asked me something just now. You talking to me make me mad. What? You don't know what I'm dealing with. Leave me alone, person. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I think it's cool because I'm learning all this stuff in real time. You know what I
mm,
mean? And now sing 3 songs. I would be pissed. And now sing 3 songs. Hey, because they're gonna keep going until you get it wrong. Right, right. Okay, take the third album and sing the 7th song. What's the 7th song on the third album? Okay, now sing the intro to the unreleased album that came out in Norway that one time. It's silly.
tell me the single that they only released in Japan.
Right, like, what? Hey, that reminds me of I remember the Family Guy episode when Peter and his family went to go see Kiss because Peter's a huge Kiss fan. And then, him and this guy was going at it back and forth, asking each other questions. I was like, dude, this is silly. But
Yeah.
I think overall, depending on, I mean, even with all the like the silly stuff, people in comments saying crazy stuff, or people doing the whole name 3 songs
Mhm.
thing. Overall, man, though you get those instances, whatever, the community is really really dope.
Yeah.
Like the community of people who just love metal. They just want to rock out with one another, hang out, have a good time at shows. Man, I've been invited to so many places to have a beer with people. You know what I
Nice.
mean? And I'm just like, one, I'm like, okay, when I get there, I'm going to call you first of all, but also, also, that's so cool.
Uh-huh.
It's just so cool for that to be a thing. For us to be like, yo, we have a community. We're hanging out. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
Because it's really big. I say all the time. I say it all the time. Where this can't just be an internet thing.
Yeah.
There's no way I ever jump on a plane and land anywhere near you and don't call
Mhm.
you to hang out.
Oh, we're absolutely hanging out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. There's no way that's not going to happen,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So,
At some
so
point, I got to get you over here to go to Carolina Rebellion.
what is that?
It's a
I
metal
want to
festival here in North Carolina.
really.
Yes.
Is it happening in the summer?
I believe so. I don't
Also,
deal well in the heat, but I'm gonna be that nerd that brings like the little like spray like water spraying hat
oh, for
and
sure, for sure.
like yeah.
Hey, look, hey, you know what? I'm at the age where I don't care. I need to, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. I went to Disneyland yesterday. This is off subject but on subject. I went to Disneyland yesterday, and the moment we start walking around, instant regret, instant. I look. I'm not. In the, as we have noticed, I'm not in the best of shape, right? So, I don't. I don't necessarily have the body for walking a bunch of places, right? So the
Dude, don't
minute
I use a
we
cane,
parked,
don't feel bad.
I tell you what, the minute we parked, the exercise started, and I said, and now, and I'm with people who they don't ride as much, so they like to just enjoy the park,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, the whole thing. So that means there's not a lot of stopping. There's not a lot of stopping. There's not a lot of. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like you, this is the happiest place on earth for who? Not hey, And I couldn't wait to get home. Hey, I cannot wait to get home. I cannot wait. Look, I went there for. We got there at like 7. They like to go in the evening after the
Uh,
whole sun and everything. Got there at like 7, and we left at like maybe 10 something 10, right? So it
At
seems like
night?
it seems like it's only 10, it seems like it's only like 3 hours or something.
Oh, I thought you meant at night. I was like, my God.
No, I'm not. I'm at 7 p.m.
Oh,
7
okay.
p.m. So
Okay.
it's only 3 hours.
Okay.
It's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I checked my steps. I was already at 11,000, almost 12,000 steps just in the hour. I said, why? Like what? You're supposed to take all day to get your 10,000 steps in. It took me 3 hours, just constant walking. I'm no. Anyway, but so yeah. So right now I'm at the point where I'm older. That's why I talked about that early when I talked about how when I asked people like, man, is a mosh pit? I was joking a little bit, but also I'm like, is a mosh pit necessary for my like metalhead initiation kind of like journey? And they were like, yeah, you got to do a mosh pit, you got to experience mosh pit, whatever. And I'm like, hey, guys, I'm 46, 47. Like, what? Like, I
I,
can't.
my last mosh pit experience. I can tell you exactly when it was. It was Ozfest 2006.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I It turned out to be one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
What happened? Did you?
We were at the second stage. It was me and my ex, and they had upped security measures.
Okay.
Come to find out, I was not allowed to wear my belt inside because it had spikes on it. They were just the little tiny dull pyramid spikes.
In a metal
Wouldn't let me
color?
wear it. So I spent the entire festival constantly pulling my pants up. My ex, for whatever reason, lets the intrusive thoughts win and decides it'd be funny to push me into the pit in front of the second stage.
Oh wow.
At which point, my pants promptly fell down
Oh wow.
in front of everybody with Black Label Society on the stage.
Wow. Did you
That
fall?
is that's the closest I've come to going to jail in my life.
Did you fall?
Thankfully, the people in the pit were a lot nicer than my ex and helped me out.
Did they?
He did not do that again.
Yeah, right. Because why would you do that? And
Yeah.
now he obviously didn't know that your parents were. But did he know? Well,
Yep.
yeah, he knew. He had to know.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Yep. There's a reason he's an ex.
That,
I did get
obviously.
payback though. I did get payback because
How so?
this was a dude that exclusively listened to Sublime at the time.
Okay.
Like that was it. He had next to no musical knowledge outside of that. Only like early, like 90s grunge. That was
That's
about
funny.
it. He knew that I liked a band called Slayer. And so for Valentine's Day, he got me tickets to go see Slayer and to go with me. Did no research on the band, understood nothing about them at all. I have never seen anyone more terrified than him at a Slayer show. So,
That's what he get.
I got my payback. It was great. Like,
Let me ask you, what was the, if you remember, what was the greatest concert you ever been to? Concert experience, live experience.
so I want to preface this by saying that it is not metal
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
This is based strictly on showmanship.
Okay. Okay. Still give it a small print. Still gonna give it a small print.
Believe it or not, Weird Al Yankovic.
Really?
I, the man puts on the best live show I've ever seen. He
I've never seen Red Eye in live.
it's insane. I don't know how he has the energy to do what he does. He like every other song there's a full costume change
He's
and
still doing like the jokes and tricks and stuff. And
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
wow.
All of it. And it I've seen him like 3 times now. Something like that. I'm a nerd. I've told you before, metalheads are nerds.
Right.
And um but like just the amount of effort that he puts into everything, how tight he has all of his musicians,
Hmm.
how perfectly they've hit every single cue every
Very
time.
serious about, yeah.
It it's crazy how he does it. And I got no, if you get the chance to see him, do it. Absolutely do it.
Oh, somebody going. Somebody said they're going on Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Very nice. If
Wow.
somebody said like Alice Cooper, that is someone I have always wanted to see. I love Alice Cooper.
Oh wow. See, that's why I want to catch something. You know, a lot of the groups that people mention are. I mean, some still doing music, but you know, a lot of people are retired or gone, or you know, I won't get to see a lot of people in these shows, or whatever. But I think it's where I got to catch a lot of these shows
Mm.
because I didn't get to experience these people. I didn't
Yeah.
experience, you know, something like some of these bands, or I won't get to experience them the same kind of way,
Yeah.
right? You know, and the way of like you guys knew them in their prime of them being like kick ass, or whatever, or having the energy to run around stage, or you know, because as much as I want to see Judas Priest, which I hopefully can see Judas Priest before he retired completely. That is a different Rob Halford than what you guys may have seen back in the day. You know what I mean? Um, Even though the voice may be there and all that, you know, but
Mm.
the energy from what I know from his videos to like him with the cane. It's like, look, you getting older it's a guarantee,
Yeah.
right? If you live, you're gonna get older. You're not gonna be the same you. It's a thing. So nobody's hating on nobody for being getting older, obviously, right? But it just wasn't. I would have loved to experience a lot of these people in hip hop. I've done all my concerts.
Hmm.
You know, I've seen so many people. Hell, I'm going to see Jay Z again this year at when he comes down to SoFi in October.
Nice.
Um, so you know, I've seen my hip hop shows. I've seen the people I want to see, the greats, the legends that I want to see. I'm not worried about a lot of these new cats. I'm not really interested. They're pretty like for the most part a lot of trash in my
Yeah.
opinion. You know, so it worked out perfectly because hip hop. I haven't been listening to hip hop in so long. So for me to find metal was a good change pace of energy, also,
Yeah.
and learning space to learn these bands and learn these groups, music members, and I have to constantly remind myself that I'm just in this space of learning because
Yeah.
I get so frustrated with myself if I see a band I'm like I don't know all the members,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, you shouldn't know all the members. How would you know? Like you, and because I'm what I'm doing, I'm putting unrealistic expectations on myself, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at it like if you take Iron Maiden, they've been a group since the '70s,
Mhm.
'60s, '70s, right? And the first time somebody may have heard them could have been anywhere inside of there to now,
Mhm.
right? They probably didn't know all the members of the band their first year
Yeah.
in music. You know what I mean? All the members and didn't know, and I think, and sometimes when you're talking to people, I think that's where the education part becomes cool also, is because there's like, there's your people who are trying to tell you things, but whether they understand you are new here or not,
Mhm.
that doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're like, hey, I don't like this version of that. You should listen, you should have did the other version when such and such was the lead singer. And I'm like, who's the lead singer now? I don't even know. I don't,
There's
I
a
don't know
lot of that in metal. Yeah.
for sure. Like I don't know who's who now. Like so I didn't know I had the wrong version of this and whatever
Yeah.
these things. Um, so that's always interesting. Once again, which I said, I don't take it personal. It's just
Mhm.
I'm learning while we're going on the journey. But for me, I'm like, I'm just loving the sound. I'm
Yeah.
loving the sound. I think also the boldness, the boldness to cover certain topics.
Yeah.
Oh, one more question about black metal and death metal that I did want to ask and I forgot. Concept wise, do the concept change with death metal and black metal?
Um,
For example, I know you with sound. There's the things right we mentioned sound,
yeah.
but when it comes to like what they're talking about, does that change a lot? Obviously, for example, obviously if we're talking if you want to take a niche subgenre like
Mhm.
not power metal, but something like pirate metal. That's obviously that speaks for itself and what it's about, for the most part. Now there's stories inside of that,
Yeah.
but you're still dealing with a certain kind of thing here, right?
Yeah.
Um, but when it comes to death metal and black metal, would I be able to tell the difference from the concept of the song, or no?
Not necessarily.
Okay,
There's a lot of overlap when it
okay,
comes to that. A lot of overlap. Typically, when you get into more extreme versions of metal, it's not because you'll have what I consider to be softer versions of metal that'll still deal with some really hardcore topics.
mm-hmm.
It's not it's not so much that I have a bubble in my throat. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's not so much that the topics change. It's the directness with which they're addressed.
Okay.
Like with softer things, it might be a little bit more indirect, a little bit more symbolism,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Whereas in more extreme versions, they're just more often going to come outright and say it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if you even see some of those topics addressed in pop music sometimes, but they're not talked about as much strictly because of the way that they're formatted and presented. Like, for example, there's a song called "Alone Again Naturally" from a
Mm-hmm.
man called Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma, who I call Nana, I loves this song, loves it. I grew up hearing her play this song all the time, and it sounds like one of those like laid back kind of 70s, like very soft pop, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. And we were riding in the car one day and it came on the radio, and it was one of those things where I knew the music, but I had never taken the time to really listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time ever, I started actually listening. That is the most depressing song I've ever heard in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It is from beginning to end essentially a unaliving note almost.
Mm-hmm.
But it's set to this really soft, really happy, like a happy sounding music almost.
Wow.
And it was a huge hit. Everybody loved this song. And I'm sitting there listening and I'm just like, "My God, did anybody go check on this man? Like this is this is horrible. This is darker than a lot of the stuff I listen to." And I asked her, I was like, "Have you ever really heard this?" And I pulled up the lyrics and I started just reading them to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she, who had been listening to it since the 70s, went, "Oh dear God." It's like, yeah, it's so. So I think a lot of it is more. It's not so much there's a difference in topic; it's just
Yeah.
how it's presented.
Got it. Oh, for sure. Okay. I'll do that. I do want to ask before we wrap because we can't because I will be like we on the phone. We'll be 4 or 5 hours in. Uh,
Ask a 5 minute question and then three
right,
hours later. Yeah.
right, right. Um, I do want to present a challenge.
Mm,
Now, it's a question for you, but a challenge for me.
okay.
Right? Um, when you talk about heavy, right? Something heavy.
I get nervous when you
What's
ask this.
yeah, but I think but you also know me, so you know how to. Okay, so heavy.
Mhm.
What's what's one of the heaviest songs that you would like to see me react to?
Oh,
Heaviest band, heaviest songs. And I'm talking about heavy. Don't cut short on the heavy. It got to be, you know what I mean? That you would like to see me react to.
I'm trying to figure out how sadistic I'm going to be with this.
Like my friend is
Okay.
here. My friend did the challenge without me asking him.
How okay are you with potentially having nightmares?
What? What? What is that?
There, okay, there. That's I see the thing that is a good suggestion. Yes. Um.
That sounds crazy.
uh. Okay. I'll have to put some thought into a specific song, but I do have an idea for a band.
Okay.
They're an Australian band that
Okay.
does a fusion of black metal and noise. And they're called Portal.
Black metal and noise.
Yes.
Okay. And noise being what I haven't been introduced to yet.
No, you have in your everyday life.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Um, I'll put some thought. I see somebody suggested cattle decapitation, also
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I'll put some thought into it, but it's definitely gonna be the heaviest thing that you've encountered so far. Um, Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Just remember that I'm your friend.
Right, right. Because I want to have that challenge. I don't want. I also want people to understand that I'm not trying to pick records that are like easy. And when I say easy,
Mm.
I'm not being disrespectful to no band. I mean like look. I don't want to do the reactions that everybody do. I'm going to have to cover some. Right?
Yeah,
There's big groups that you just got to cover, and a lot of them songs have been covered. But I want my channel to be. I love when people say, "Hey, I never seen a reactor do this song."
yeah,
I've been getting those lately, depending on the records I choose. I've never seen a reaction channel do this song, so I want to do some of the stuff that these other reaction people are not doing
yeah.
because
I
I
don't.
think people are trying to play it safe, and not that I don't want to play it safe. I
Yeah,
want to truly know how far I can go because that lets me. I don't want to put a limit on myself to keep myself
yeah,
out of something because I think it to be scary or dark or whatever the case may be.
mm,
I want to know how far I can go so I at least have the knowledge. If this is a metal journey, then I'm in real life. I'm going to run into something.
yeah,
So I can't I can't operate in a space where even with somebody like yourself, who's my friend, where we put like guards or like or like safety cones in front of certain doors. Don't go in that door.
yeah,
Don't go in that door because that wouldn't be a real metal journey.
yeah,
The real metal journey, I'm going to walk through some doors.
yeah.
Now,
Okay.
whether you decide to stay or not is on the person, right? But I'm going to walk through some doors. I have to, you know. So I need to. So there's going to be some real heavy stuff. There's going to
Mm,
be some super laid back stuff. There's going to be some crazy weird prog stuff, right? But I need to. But I think when I ask for these specifically, like crazy or like heaviest, is because I'll run into the other stuff before I run into this stuff
yeah,
because people try to guard me because of me being a Christian, or they thinking I'm not, I don't want to go somewhere because of that. And it's not that I don't. It's just how would I know? And it'd probably take
mm,
me longer to run into that. I
yeah,
want my channel to be like no other reaction channel. I want people come
yeah,
here, they say, "Luck do everything from the artists you expect, the
mm,
big Metallicas and Iron Maidens and all that, whatever, all the way down to one of these bands in here that these people are saying,
yeah,
crazy names and stuff like that.
yeah. That
So
I'm definitely. I don't know which song I'll suggest yet, but I know it's definitely going to be Portal.
Portal, okay,
Um, there's there's one other one I could possibly suggest, but again, you're my friend, and I'm not doing that to you. Um, it's a the project is called Emmett, and it's basically just a guy screaming, like
is that considered noise?
no, well, this is black metal, but
Okay, okay, okay,
it's something.
okay.
But
Wait, you like it?
I do, but I also recognize that my taste is not everyone else's.
Right, right, right.
I'm trying to balance the things that I like versus things that might make you decide you don't ever want to talk to me anymore.
Hey, write some of your for who posted this. Write some of your bands down, your power metal bands down, because I don't know which ones you suggested or you named.
Ooh, me power metal?
No, no, for the comment on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I still have that list that I'm working on for you
Okay, okay, for
of like a
sure, for
bunch of
sure.
stuff. And
Oh,
my
Portal's the group. Okay, I
yeah,
got it.
for the power metal section I'm working on,
Okay.
my husband actually had to help out a lot because he listens to more power metal than I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was that be? Was that be? I don't want to jump the gun here, but is that his favorite genre
it
of
tends to
metal?
be he doesn't get as into the technicalities of it like
Got
I
it.
do. He
Got it.
just kind of
Mm.
goes, I like that, and goes there.
Uh,
And power metal tends to be the direction that he goes
got it
in.
for sure. For sure. Okay.
Um, it I listen to I listen to darker stuff than my husband,
Mm.
but
And does he not listen to that?
He, I think that black metal sort of gives him a headache because mainly because of the vocals.
Got it. Okay.
Death metal he likes, but he
Mm.
just I think I'm autistic, he's ADHD. He tends to be on the more like perky, happy,
For sure.
up
Yeah.
side of things, so he likes things that are a little more upbeat.
Mm.
And me, I like really tedious, boring stuff, and I like things that are really dark, so we kind of go in the
For sure.
opposite
For sure.
direction.
For sure. That's crazy. Wait, what is this?
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
I've always had a difficult time pronouncing it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, that's one name. Oh, shoot.
Yes, say I think it's Sanguishuba or Sanguishubog. I can't say it. My mouth doesn't want to let me
It's
ever.
crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of the names when you get into more extreme stuff is great.
So is that the power metal band? No, no, no. That's somebody else. I'm sorry. So that's an endless dismal moan.
I don't think I've heard of them. I might have to check them out.
I've done Electric Cowboy for those who asking. I know a couple people mentioned it here. I've done Electric Cowboy.
I still wish I could have seen your reaction when I got you to listen to Elstorm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I really be caught off guard with a lot of these around these bands or groups. So okay, I guess we'll wrap here, Hayne. So look, I think that's what we'll do. I think. Well, obviously we'll do recaps too. No,
Yeah.
we'll obviously do recaps, and we'll talk about the previous week of metal, where we dropped certain specific topics we would have talked about. But also, I do want to make it teach me metal. I
Mhm.
think because that's what this more so was about, and learning from your perspective or how you see not just your own musical taste, but also helping you like difference between black metal
Mhm.
and death metal, and especially especially with the way you prepped the the list of women in metal,
Mhm.
because it's like you took yourself out of it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this ain't about my personal taste. It's about what I think influential, important. Even with the do this last, do this song last. I think that was a great way you handled that, and I think for me, I think it was a great week to do.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to the next um, the next category I pick for the first week of next month.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I think that'll be a smooth thing to do. Keep moving those around, but
Mhm.
also with Teach Me Metal, I think we have more conversations like this. It's funny. I had questions that I had for you, but I think I'll have questions sometime if it's ever dead air. But you and I technically never really run out of stuff to say,
We really
so
don't.
we don't. Yeah, I don't really. We don't really have to go to the questions sometime. And I think normal conversation is just good and healthy,
Yeah.
and you can get a lot done in just having normal conversation and just speaking instead of having these manufactured questions,
Mhm.
which is cool too. It works out, right? If the question's good, you get a good answer.
Yeah.
It's cool. It works out. But I think that's what we'll do. So we'll do if you're down, we'll do Sundays.
Mhm. Oh
Um,
yeah.
and maybe call it. We'll figure. I don't want to get stuck on the name. We'll worry about that later. But
Well, I mean,
I
if
appreciate the time.
if you want to do the recap, like as strictly a like what you did that week, and we'll
Mm.
go over that, we can always make like a list. Like I can put like a post-it note on my laptop so I stay on track.
All right, for sure. Same for me, for sure. Yeah,
Like
same.
we,
Yeah,
we do have a tendency to kind of go off into all kinds of directions.
for sure. I,
But,
I think Mr. Dirty. Shout out to Mr. Dirty. Definitely in
hey, Mr.
the
Dirty.
building. Um, that Mr. Dirty is the minister of music in my Discord. Matter of fact, I need to put the Discord link in here. Let me go get the Discord link. For those who haven't, go follow Discord. Let me
I
get the new.
promise you, I'm trying to learn how to navigate that. I
Oh,
swear to
the Discord.
God. Like,
Let me see if I can put. I think I can put a link in here. I'm not sure if I can. For those who haven't, follow the Discord. Let's see, D. Yeah.
I keep seeing people mention baby metal, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm not super familiar with them. I have nothing against them. It's just it just seems very cute, and I'm not super into the cute
Mm.
thing. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'll give it a
Wait, is
fair
it baby
shot.
metal a group or is it a genre or a group?
It's a
It's
group.
a band, right? All right. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's a Japanese band.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
could be wrong.
I've seen them. Not I haven't heard the music, but I saw them on. I think a reactor had reacted to them. I just saw a
Mhm.
thumbnail with the group up there. Um, yeah, I gotta check that out.
The only thing I know about baby metal that I actually think it's really cool is a while ago apparently they opened up for Rob Zombie,
Hmm.
and he had, I guess, posted a picture with them on Instagram or whatever, and a lot of people came after them in the comments, saying really horrible things about these girls.
Because of Rob Zombie.
Well, no, because they were just talking shit like that's not
Okay.
metal and blah blah blah, and accusing Rob Zombie of going soft and all of this stuff.
Mm.
And his response to it was he was like, "Look, these girls came on tour and they put in more work than any band I have toured with in years.
Wow.
They are full of energy. They love what they do. If you don't like it, you can go.
Right.
I'm not stopping you."
That's
And
dope.
I thought that was a really awesome way to handle it. There was no backtracking. There was no trying to build them up in a way, or
Hmm.
that other people would change how they viewed them or anything like that. He was just like, "Well, I like them. You don't like them, get out."
I like that.
And
I
I
like that.
thought that was great. But I will give them a fair shot. I will. It's just it, and I should not judge. I shouldn't. But looking at it, it seemed to be just kind of a very cute kind of thing, and
Hmm.
it's not really my thing.
I heard they
But
go hard.
yeah, I will give it a fair shot. I
How
will.
about this? I'll do this week. So, a couple records I'm doing this week for sure. So I'll tell you guys ahead of time. I'm doing Tool, the song on Lateralis.
Mhm.
I'm doing it's a band by the name of let me see. Sorry, getting the band here. Burning Witches.
Okay.
The Burning Witches, and I'm also doing I'll do uh, Baby Metal because they've been coming up a lot. Another group that's been coming up a lot, not just during Women in Metal Week, but for a very long time, and I just haven't really got around to it. It's a band called is it called Love Bites?
I've heard of Love Bites. I have not heard them.
Okay, so I'll do Baby Metal, Love Bites, Tool, Burning Witches, and I'll pick some other records, whatever. I'll do those that way because I not because people been asking about them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have people been asking about them, and I just haven't got around to it. Sometimes I have to know how to pace myself with where do I get the music from. It's
Mhm.
mostly all come from the community, but I do like I have a list.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Obviously, I have a list, but also love active members in the comments that are posting what they want.
Yeah.
You know, now sometimes I'll pick a song. Maybe it was suggested one time, just depending on how I feel, and then
Mhm.
sometimes I'll look at something like, wow, this group keep on getting suggested, and I don't have them on my list,
Mhm.
so I got to do it. So I think Bay Metal is one I'll do for this week, and there's another one called Burning Witches, which actually came from one person, but it was we were in a one of my premieres came on, a video came on, and we were in a live chat talking there, and I told them I would do it. So
Mhm. Nice.
we'll check. Shout out to New Zealand. New Zealand is definitely in the building. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That's what I do love about the internet stuff and people from all around the world. You can it puts us all in one room to just be
Yeah.
hanging out talking. So, Hayne, I appreciate you so much once again for sharing this time with me. I appreciate your time. You could have been anywhere else in the world doing anything else in the world, and you spent your time here talking metal with me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for our friendship. I appreciate you. I love you dearly. You've been an
Love you,
awesome
man.
person. and I just think this is so cool. And we're gonna build, keep building, and being more creative, doing more stuff, and also to the people. I'm not letting you know where or what, but Hayne is going to start her YouTube journey, right? Whenever you're ready to start your YouTube
Yep.
journey, and I think it's going to be super cool and super dope. We're not going to talk about what it is. We're not going to talk about when, but just know it's coming. Whenever
Yes.
she decides to, because we support her. Whenever she
Thank you.
decides, we're going to run over there. We're going to support, and I'm so excited for what you have in order for the people. Even though I, I will support you from afar. So you guys will get that later. You guys will understand why I'm laughing and why we're laughing later. uh, but thank you, man. I appreciate this greatly. And next Sunday we back at it. Do you want to do the same time? Is that cool?
Sounds good to me.
If anything changed, we'll just change it. But it'll be Sunday
Yeah.
though. So we'll just change it. If anything happens, we'll change it. But thank you. Hey, for everybody who left a comment, left suggestions. If you spent any time here today, man, I appreciate y'all. This is super dope. I want to keep these conversations going. Like I said, this can't just be me doing reaction videos. I have a Discord. The link's in there. Please follow the link to the Discord. Come and jump in the Discord. Say hey. Say what's up. Jump in. Dive in. Say whatever. I'm trying to build this community up. Also, I'm going to do more videos. I'm dropping a new video tomorrow, and it's not a reaction video. So check out the new video tomorrow. You'll see it on the. I didn't premiere it because I'm just not going to premiere it, but it's going to drop the same time, 12 p.m. tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. So wherever you are in the world, that's I'll do the math. Um, yeah, dope. I'm excited. We're gonna keep it going. You want to say anything before we get out of here, Hayden?
I will say I am very excited about seeing the video tomorrow because I love when you release the videos that aren't necessarily reactions. They're just
Mm,
commentary on where you're at in your journey. I
thank you.
because as someone that is actually your friend, talking to you about this and stuff, it's I know how you're genuinely incorporating this into your personal life.
Yeah,
And it's so cool to me to see you document that journey because it kind of gives people a real life example of somebody finding their tribe.
yeah,
And I think a
yeah.
lot of people need that. And so I always get really happy when I see that you've posted something talking about that aspect of it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm always gonna. I always want to do. Excuse me. I'm always going to do those videos because I want you guys to know. To your point, I want you guys to know exactly where I am and what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
And what helps a lot is the comments because sometimes that one a lot of times let me know I'm in the right space.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or they'll let me know I'm where I should be here and now.
Mhm.
A lot of times, sometimes I just want to share because I'm vulnerable and I'm a open I'm an open book.
Yeah.
And I think if you express yourself and be honest with who you are, it's not. I'm not telling everybody to tell everybody your business. I'm not saying that.
Mhm.
But for me, it helps me because I get to unload, so I don't carry all that stuff. But also, it helps me identify my tribe,
Mhm.
and I think you'll help somebody. If even I know it sounds cliche and corny, even if one person like yo, that's how I feel.
Mhm.
There's a connection there. I feel how you feel. Wow,
Yeah.
we on the same. Then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Also, so um, dope. Brick Noon, thank you for joining Discord. I appreciate you. Thank you. So we're gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate your time. Hayden, it's been a joy. Can't wait next Sunday to get to going again. And we'll see you all soon. We're out. Appreciate y'all.
Bye. I don't know how to end it. Oh